After a year of leaks, theories, speculation, and info drops, Paw Patrol 3 has an official title and theme at long last. Back in late February, Deadline posted an article that gave us new details about the film, the title being one of those, along with the logo, synopsis, and confirming the return of one of the more popular sub-series team members, making his feature film debut in the newest installment to the Paw Patrol theatrical films. As per usual, we'll be going over everything that was included with the reveal and give some of my thoughts on what we've seen so far. Let's begin with the title/theme for this film. Paw Patrol 3 is officially titled Paw Patrol: The Dino Movie. It seemed all signs pointed to dinos being the main theme for this film, so I don't think many are surprised about the film being titled this. Honestly, I hadn't even considered this being a possible theme for the third film. I theorized before that Sea Patrol was going to be the theme for the third film, just based on the fact that the aircraft carrier which was introduced in the Mighty movie was still going to be in it, and it could have worked well with the Rocky movie, maybe with its disdain for water, or Zuma because it fits well with his occupation of being the water pup. But the film being on dinosaurs wasn't something I had anticipated, but now I think about it, it does make a bit of sense, if you're Spin Master. Because the biggest two pieces of media out there are superheroes and dinosaurs. How many kids do you see going around wearing merch or seeing toys with either dinosaurs or superheroes? They are quite popular among the younger demographic for a reason, and quite funny that the first two sub-series themed films revolve around both of these pieces of media, and a bit of a coincidence, because the first sub-series released after Mighty Pups in Season 7 was Dino Rescue. Now flash forward to the theatrical films. The Mighty movie was the second one of these to release. The title of the third movie is the Dino movie. I'll talk more about the dinosaur theme overall later. For now, let's discuss about the logo. You got the Paw Patrol shield that we've seen in the last two films with a more prehistoric look to it, the outer portion layered with rock, and the red-orangish part of the shield represented with lava. The reason for that, I'll talk about that later. The patrol on top of the bone has gotten a color change, going from light blue to brown in this new logo, followed by the text, the Dino Movie, underneath in a yellow, slightly greenish color. And you got the dino tail around the bottom of the logo. Very high res and highly textured, giving us a small glimpse into what the dinosaurs will look like in the upcoming film. As for the logo itself, it's good, but it's not my favorite out of the three movie logos. In my ranking, it's above the first movie logo, but below the Mighty movie. Now let's move on to the synopsis, and here's the one Deadline provided as followed. After their ship gets caught in a mysterious storm, the Paw Patrol crash land on an uncharted tropical island filled with dinosaurs. They meet Rex, a pup who's been stranded on the island for years and has become an expert in all things dino related. When the Paw Patrol's arch-rival Humdinger begins recklessly mining in hopes of exploiting the island for its natural resources, he inadvertently causes a huge dormant volcano to erupt. The Paw Patrol are thrown into a series of high-stake, dino-sized rescues, bigger than anything they've done before, as they must stop Humdinger before everything on the island goes extinct. Including the synopsis is the return of Rex from the Dino Rescue episodes. It was assumed that he would be in the third movie, and this confirms it. In the lead up to this, he went under false names like Dexter and Jack to hide his name before the official reveal, which ended up confusing fans in the process if it was just Rex under a different name for the time being, or a new character entirely. And I'm glad the latter wasn't the case. Rex is one of my favorite sub-series team members and characters in general from the series, and anything dino related wouldn't be the same without his inclusion. As the synopsis states, the pups will be meeting Rex for the first time, so it means that his intro in the first Dino Rescue episode won't matter in this movie. And one of the things of his character overall that will change is his introduction to the team, and a bit of an explanation as to how he got to the island to begin with, if they choose to explore it, through just dialogue or a backstory even, which I may have a bit of a reach theory on that. Probably do that in a separate video. I know some would want to see Everest and Tracker appear more than Rex, but I think it's a good compromise with him appearing in this film, considering that Everest and Tracker appear 3 to 4 times a season at most, and they're getting their own 44-minute specials in the future. Rex only appears every now and then, only appearing twice since Dino Rescue ended in 2020, So with his inclusion in this film, it's very likely going to lead to more appearances from him in the main series after the movie's release, like what happened with Liberty after the first film, and the Junior Patrollers after the Mighty movie. So in short, glad to see Rex back after not appearing in the series for a while. But you know who I'm not thrilled to see back? This guy. Okay, in Paw Patrol 1, Humdinger is the main villain, and at the time it made sense for him to start this out, since he's the series' main antagonist, and he wasn't too bad in this film. In the Mighty movie, he plays more of a reserve role and mostly used for comedic purposes, essentially becoming a sidekick to Victoria Vance the same way he was to Harold Humdinger. And besides his giant form moment towards the end, he really doesn't do much. Personally, I would have had him sit out the second film to give us a break from him, give Victoria Vance the center of attention, and again, not really adding much to him in addition from the first film, except the giant form, again. For the Dino movie, I don't think he should be in this. Give an original villain a chance to shine again and a break from him, because it's getting a little annoying at this point. We put him in jail at the end of the first movie, he breaks out in the second movie, we put his ass back in the slammer at the end of the second film, and somehow he ends up escaping again. Like the Adventure City prison is degraded to Arkham Asylum levels of security and competence with how this guy is able to break out. Twice. Anyway, in the Dino movie, Humdinger ends up going Minecrafting to steal resources for whatever his grand scheme is. No idea what that could be for, riches or being mayor of the island. Probably something ridiculous for Humdinger plot. As for the rest of the synopsis, the aircraft carrier crashes onto the island, so at least we know how they'll dispose of that vehicle entirely, like the Adventure City lookout tower in the last film. Very interested to see how this crash sequence will go down, and of course, the volcano eruption, which is why I mentioned the red on the logo representing lava for this reason. So some tension already to the plot, and already a lot to look forward to. But one thing I'm glad they did not reveal is the main conflict within the synopsis, like the last film, the part where Sky had to learn that even the smallest pup can make the biggest difference. It adds a bit more to that mystery factor and keeps the guessing game going as to what the conflict will be. With it being confirmed that Rex will be in this film and possibly as the Deuterologist, it leaves just one question to ask. Who will be the main character in the Dino movie? Now, even though the new information doesn't confirm it, all signs are pointing to Marshall being the main pup for this film. There was a Paramount document revealed a few months back that had a different synopsis than the one Deadline posted, which name-dropped Marshall in the synopsis. I can't show it because I don't want this vid taken down, but it is out there if you want to do a little digging. So that is all the new info revealed from the Deadline article. We got some pretty neat stuff to look forward to for this film, but if I'm being honest, it's leaving me a little bit divided. For one, the Dino theme itself, it doesn't really have me intrigued. This includes the Dino Rescue sub-series, not my favorite compared to others. Admittedly, the only reason I will go and rewatch it is for Rex, but that's about it. I'm just not that interested in dinosaurs compared to something like superheroes, which the Mighty movie did. Plus the synopsis and plot feels like something the Jurassic films can do, but there's only so much you can do with a dinosaur island setting, I guess. The logo is good, just not as good as previous ones. Rex coming back does bring this movie up for me, but Humdinger returning again instead of going for maybe an original antagonist brings it down a bit more. And generally the reception from the fandom has been mixed, even before the official reveal, due to the fact that it's focusing on another sub-series concept as the theme for the film, instead of something more original, which by the way doesn't mean that this film will be bad because of that, although it has lowered expectations for this film for some, which is their opinion. But I think once we get more info, trailers, and TV spots, then I think people will warm up a bit more to it. Overall, I'm not sold on what we've seen so far, but there are still some things to get excited for from this reveal, and I will be looking forward to seeing more from this film once we get new information. So let me know what your thoughts are on the info we've gotten for the Dino movie and Rex making his return to the series. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, I will talk to you all later.